Hello everyone, we are starting chapter 6. If you're following along in McGraw-Hill, we are on lesson 1. We're going to be multiplying and dividing decimals, which sounds kind of scary, but I love working with decimals. It really is essentially the same steps you do with a whole number. We just have these little rules and tricks we do with the decimal to help us get the right answer, okay? So luckily they start us out by letting us round those decimals so that we end up multiplying whole numbers. And we all know how to do that, as that was a lesson from a long time ago. So I'm going to do a few examples for you, and then I hope that helps you get on your way. I'm going to start with an equation. I'm going to write it horizontal. We have 2 times 4 and 3/10. Okay, luckily this lesson is telling us to estimate. So what does that mean? Step 1, you're going to round the decimal, and then we're just going to multiply the two whole numbers. So if I round the decimal, remember we want to round it to a whole number. Can you remember what place we need to round if we want a whole number? Think, I want to get rid of the decimal and everything to the right of it. So that means I need to round whatever's in the ones place. So I'm rounding the ones place, which means I look to the right. If it's 4 or less, let it rest. If it's 5 or more, knock on the door. This is a 3, it's 4 or less, so we let the 4 rest. So now my equation is 2 times 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. And that's all you are doing in this lesson. Let's go ahead and do another one. How about I have 18 and 4/10 times 10. Okay, so we got to get rid of the decimal. We're going to change that to a whole number. So we need to round whatever's in the ones place. So when 8 is sitting in the ones place and I look to the right, it is 4 or less, so we let it rest. So this becomes an 18 times a 10. Okay, do you guys remember our zeros tricks when we're multiplying? So we take 18 times 1, which is 18, and then we have 1 0 in our answer. So our answer comes out to 180. If you need to stack it, I want you to stack it and solve, and I'll go through that with you. 0 times 8 is 0, and 0 times 1 is 0. Cross out the 0 and put your placeholder, as now we're multiplying out the 1. 1 times 8 is 8, and 1 times 1 is 1. And now we add, and there's our answer, 180. All right, let's go ahead and do one more example, and then I think you guys should be good to go. So the most important part is just making sure you're rounding the decimal correctly, okay? Let's say we have 5 times 2 and 1400ths. Okay, so we need to round whatever's in the ones place. And you know what? I want to change this. Let's go like that. Okay, so a 2 is sitting in the ones place. We look to the right. It's an 8. And 8 is 5 or more. We got to knock on the door, and this 2 needs to go up to a 3. And everything to the right of it goes away. So now our equation is 5 times 3, which is 15. Let's do another one where we round up. Let's say I have 7 times 0 and 9800ths. Ooh, what does that mean? Okay, there's a 0 in the ones place. That's okay. It can still be a 0. It's still sitting in the ones place. We still need to round the ones place, so it's okay. So 0's in the ones place. Look to the right. It's a 9. A 9 is 5 or more. Knock on the door. The 0 needs to be bumped up to a 1, and now our equation is 7 times 1, which is 7. All right, you guys, I hope that helps you. I hope you do well, and be sure to check out the next lesson as we move through multiplying and dividing decimals.